So tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you get your start? First of all, where are you from?
I am from, and of course, I am in Chicago, Illinois,
Okay.
uh, at home, like mostly everybody else. Shout out to everybody that's out in the field working, keeping this country and this nation afloat. We appreciate you all. But yeah, I'm home in Chicago, born and raised on the South Side, for those that may know.
Okay.
Um, Grew up loving music, whole family, my mom, my dad, singers and musicians. So like me, my brother, my sister, it was like music just came probably most natural and most easiest to me. So I've been doing this and singing all my life. Gospel music, soul music,
Uh-huh.
R&B, inspirational, all the above. No, what the music I've always chosen to make has always come from an honest place in my best days and even in some of my worst days. I've always been as honest as I can be. And I do have a great system of support around me, of family and friends that understand me and they know my heart. And I do follow my heart. And I am led by God, with the things that I do look to do. So even now, if like the latest song I released was an R&B song, but I waited to do that until I recently got married. I ain't gonna say recently. We've actually been married about 3 years now. But
Congratulations.
yeah, I appreciate it. I said I wasn't going to do R&B until I got married, and I could really have a better reason to sing those kind of love, or not a better, but a more full and well-rounded reason to sing certain types of love songs versus when I did it before, and I wasn't married, or whatever. So I have great people around me that support me. So I don't feel like I should have ever worried about what people are going to think. As long as I'm, being led by the best source, then I should feel good. I should be all right. Professionally, I've been like literally full time, music shows and all that kind of stuff for about 10 years. And even before that, I have like high school, elementary school. I definitely was like completely heavily involved in any kind of choirs and ensembles, different things like that. So I've been singing forever, as we said before, but professionally about 10 years. My dad was a musician. He played the organ, piano, and was a singer. He passed away, but that's why I say was. My mom is a extraordinary singer. My mom was on Sunday Best. Audrey Lewis, she was on BET Sunday Best. Yeah, she was on there. Season 2. So I always shout, of course, I always shout my mama out because that's my mama. But even that, to add that icing on the cake is always cool. And I'm always grateful to be able to say that. My sister sings, all that brother sings, plays the organ. Yeah, we've been blessed in that regard. It's been really, really cool. Yeah, grandparents even too. Yeah, all of that. Alive, I think that's pretty simple for me. I'm gonna pick Fred Hammond.
Oh, I love Fred.
Fred Hammond.
I'm
Yeah.
so happy you said that. I was like, I love Fred.
From
Oh,
start, yeah, from start to today, like
yeah,
Fred Hammond for
yeah,
me.
yeah.
And that that comes from a personal place. If I could say this. I grew up, anybody that knows Fred Hammond and his music, I grew up in the mirror performing Pages of Life.
Mm.
Like that album, the entire album. I'm talking about the DVD, the 2 disc DVD, front to back. I knew every ad lib. I knew every word, every little speech, every little breakdown, I knew it all. And I envisioned that for myself. I picture myself literally sitting in my mom's mirror. She had the big mirror in her room, and I was singing those songs. I was short enough to stand in front of the vacuum cleaner as my microphone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he had a mic stand, so I used to do that. And it came kind of full circle when I was on Sunday Best, season 6. And all of the songs they gave me included Fred Hammond. My first song, Fred Hammond was featured on the song. My second song was Fred Hammond's You Are the Living Word. My third song was a commission Till My Change Comes. So even going through the entire Sunday Best process, to the end, once they put the music on iTunes and all that kind of stuff, we were supposed to promote it. And I was down. I was like, I don't even, I had got eliminated. I was like, I don't want to promote this show. I'm so mad. I'm in my feelings. And I was like,
Right.
you know what? I went to bed, and before I went to bed, I was like, you know what? Let me just send this tweet out. This was some years ago. Let me send this tweet out, respectfully, to say thank you, BET, for the opportunity. Thank you, Sunday Best, and thank you, Fred Hammond, for the song that I had performed. You Are the Living Word. And Went to bed, sent it. I was mad. I hit send. I went to sleep. Let me just do the right thing in my mind.
Right.
I woke up the next morning. First thing in the morning, I saw a response tweet from Fred Hammond, from the Fred Hammond, saying, I really loved your rendition. Great job, bro. It was awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And everything he said just gave me more assurance to keep going and to not give up and not be down on myself. You know what I mean? So people don't know that, but you never know what those small encounters really do for people. So especially in a time like now, the words we say, the way we communicate with people, it really makes a difference because you never know what that person could be going through. Music is my life. And I was on the verge of I came from what was at the time my highest height. And then I felt like down here just that fast. Those shows are fast. So to get that response from him in a moment when you would never think that I would give up music. It just doesn't even make sense for me. But I was like, yo, I'm not doing this. I put myself out there. I thought I was going to win the show in that sense. You know what I mean? And then to feel as low as I felt and getting, Twitter comments everywhere. That was back then. It was Twitter. And it was like, oh, he need to go home. And he such. And I'm like, man, I just thought I was going to win this thing last week. So to get that message from him beyond his music, is like, I'm picking Fred just for the person. So I am it's two-part. I'm gonna go with, and I'm gonna keep it alive. I'll just keep it, realistic because I'm speaking these things. That's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna go with alive. I have two picks. I love Joe. Joe is my favorite artist. But when I say collab, I'll think about the songwriting and all this thing. I'm gonna pick Tank.
Oh wow, really?
I'm gonna pick Tank. Yeah, based on the question, because Tank is Tank. So, and I feel like the songs he's written and produced for other artists have been you can't lose. You can't lose with a joint from Tank. I can't pick, but tell me what I gotta do to please you, baby. Anything you say, I'll do, 'cause I only wanna make you happy. From the bottom of my heart, it's true. Tank. I can't even think of Tank. I got Emergency in my head, but it's you know what? I'm gonna just shout out Tank. That last album, the EP he just put out, While You Wait, amazing. Literally, how it is, just Tank and piano. It's like 4 or 5 songs on there. I'm gonna just shout Tank out. I ain't gonna even sing no Tank. Yeah, sorry. But shout out to Joe and Tank. Man, that's a cool, great question. You know what? On a personal level, I would say I have great family. I've had great, mentors and influences in my life. But of course, ultimately, I would pick my mom in terms of inspiration. My mom and my dad. My dad is my musical inspiration. He passed when I was about 13. So, most of the things between me and him are memories of me being young and what I know from my family, speaking of him, family and friends. So that's a musical, personal inspiration for me. My mom is a life inspiration for me. Just the way she raised us, single mom, ultimately, raising three kids, south side of Chicago in the 90s and, late 80s, 90s and early 2000s. Yeah. That's a lot. So that's my inspiration in terms of that. I do a lot of PJ Morton these days. I feel like PJ Morton is pretty much like a playthrough. It's live music, love music, life music. So it's boom, I can put that on. I've been vibing to is it Jesus is Born Sunday Service Choir? Because we play that for my son. It's got nice little gospel vibes, but it's got the got a lot of swag to it, so I like that. And I just make random playlists with different artists. Snow Allegra, new people. Her is amazing. So you know what? Over the years, I've got a few EPs out. I've got an album out. All of that's everywhere. Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you get your music. My music is available. as of now, like I said, the last thing I did was I released a single, Love Music, so that's available as well as everything else. And then nobody even knows, this is like breaking news now, right here on the Kim Dynasty show. I have a live version of the single, a previous release single, New Tradition. I have a live version, and that will be coming this month, May 17th, Sunday. So I'm gonna probably release it during one of this. I do Sunday sessions now. So if anybody wants to catch, the worship side of things, I do a Sunday session, Sundays at 12 Central on my Facebook page. So I'll be releasing that single, New Tradition Part 2. So yeah, you know what? Actually, here in Chicago, I've been studying at Columbia College, and I've picked up a few of the acting courses there. So I've been working on things like that. I've done like short spots in commercials, different things like that in the past, but like now I'm kind of digging into acting a little bit more. So that's pretty cool. But I'll say this, with the current state of the world and the current pandemic we are in, honestly, truthfully, in my mind, I've literally gotten back in my mind to just the basics. So even now when I say, producing and putting together different live sessions, to go online, it's like my mind is in a totally different place, because I don't know what the next thing is for the world. None of us know what the next thing will look like. So I am aligning myself to be prepared, for things to be in some ways how they are. I can think of little ways of how things were, and maybe some of that will come back, but it's like, I'm shifting gears even from the plans and the thoughts that I had before. So right now I'm literally focused on the small things and a little more focused on right now. Of course, I'm always preparing for my future, but right now it's really just like, I've been enjoying creating worship music. I've been enjoying really just looking to get back to being as inspiring as I can be. So that's one thing I know is next, even with the entire love music theme, or love being my whole vibe of trying to spread love. That's in its totality. That's what I'm focused on. How can I be as impactful as I can be to people, where they can feel something when I'm in the room, when they can feel, the power of God, or they can feel love, or feel like that they're important, that they're special, that they're loved, by my presence, or whatever way can do that. Whatever way God can do that. I agree. I totally agree that, yeah. And I don't even dig into like, oh, this is why this happened, or this happened because of so-and-so, or God did this because we need to such and such. I'm not that person, but I will say, yeah, like you said, everything happens for a reason. And when you do face a trial, there is something for you to get out of it on the other side, versus just going through it and saying, oh, everything is messed up, and coming out of this example in debt, or coming out of this just in bad shape. I don't believe that's the purpose for any of us. God does want us to prosper. So it's like, I feel like, man, like you said, as tough and as bad and as difficult as this is for all of us in many different ways, like there is something. So that's why for me, it's been the small things. I've overlooked the small things. I know I'm not the only one, where it's like just the things that you take for granted of even being here on platforms. Well, shout out to my family and friends who have been supporting me, and shout out to your audience who is taking this in as well. So I'm just grateful for everybody for love and support, and I'm looking even to do that more, to be more loving and more supporting of other people, and just so that we all can see what God is doing in everybody's lives, because He's working on all of us. So everybody has a purpose to do something. So I'm really just trying to be in tune to those things. But as for me, I'm Jamel Michael Lewis. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter, all those things. Even if you just search Jamel Lewis Music, Facebook, YouTube, all of it, even for music and all that. Jamel Lewis Music, Jamel Michael Lewis. Awesome. Thank you so much, Kim. And thank you so much for what you are doing and using your gifts and your platform to inspire other people. Even just to get this call to say, hey, can we get on the line and chat? It's even that. Those things matter more. They matter most now when you think about people and consider people. So the way you use your platform is great. And we are all here on the Kim Dynasty Show, excited to be with you, to tune in every time, every show, y'all. Don't stop supporting, showing love, and spreading positive vibes. Good.